The Northeast Regional Security Council has said it will not accept any attempt by individuals or groups to disturb the peace and stability of the region. The council says security forces are on the ground in all notable hotspots areas to deal with those who might be planning to foment trouble ahead of the start of the farming season. Chairman of the council and regional minister Yedana Zakari has assured residents in the region to go about their daily activities without fear or intimidation. The minister was speaking to JoyNews after the Nalerigu District Court on Thursday handed down a 3-month jail term to 2 rival chiefs in the Chiripone district after a violent clash between their supporters led to the death of 1 person and properties destroyed. Elias Tanko has more.
The accused persons, Nayab Bilembile, a farmer aged 64, and Yakum Buyok, also a farmer aged 75, pleaded guilty to the charges of failing to notify the police of special events contrary to Section 1, Subsection 1, 2, and 3 of the Public Order Act 1994, Act 491. They were accordingly convicted on their own plea and sentenced to a term of 3 months each without hard labor. Prosecutor told the court the accused persons held separate encirclement events without notifying the police, leading to the deadly disturbance in the Jopal community. The court heard that the clash ensued on the 26th of this month after the encirclement of Yakum Buyok by the paramount chief of Chiripone, Femi Kofi Malba. Prior to the encirclement, the chief of Tambong had already enskined second accused Nayam Bilembile as chief of the same community. The judge, after his ruling, observed that the 2 persons were found guilty of a misdemeanor and could have faced a jail term of up to 1 year. Prosecutor had also pleaded with the court to issue a bench warrant for the arrest of the paramount chief of Chiripone and chief of Tambong for their failure to acknowledge summons to appear before the court to answer similar charges for their roles in enscaling the 2 rival chiefs for the Jopal community. The presiding judge, however, took note of the late service and them and declined to issue the warrant for the arrest, but directed that they must appear in person on the next adjourned date. The convicts were taken to the Gambaga prison to commence their prison terms, while the case was adjourned to the 8th of this month for a mention.
When they get home, they will not fight again.
The police crime officer, Superintendent Ruben Duga, spoke to JoyNews.
We are satisfied. This is the court, this is the law court. The law, as they say, lies in the bosom of the judge. He has stated that the maximum sentence to give for the kind of offense we have put before the court against them is 1 year. But he's been lenient enough to give them 3 months, without hard labor. We are okay with it. At least it will send some signal to the people in the community that you cannot, just get up and do anything and violate any law. If you do so, there will be consequences.
The Northeast Regional Minister Yedana Zakari, who recommended the arrest of the 2 rival chiefs following the violence, also spoke to JoyNews after the ruling.
After the conflict, REGSEC called an emergency meeting and invited the 2 factions. And the intention of REGSEC was to see how we can restore peace and order in the area. So in our engagement with the 2 chiefs, it came out clear that they were unrepentant. In the presence of the military, the police high command, and other security agencies who are members of REGSEC, they had the guts and effrontery to tell us that when they go back, they are not going to allow peace to reign. That took us by surprise. Even the presence of the military and the police was not even enough to put fear in them. It was on the basis of that REGSEC took a decision that we should detain them and let the full rigors of the law apply. So that is what has brought us to where we are. And the court's giving a ruling to put them behind bars for 3 months. We will not allow a situation where the parochial interests of two people will foment violence in any parts of the Northeast region. And so, even before the ruling and after the conflict, we deployed police and military presence in that community to safeguard law and order and to help restore peace. So nothing untoward will happen. The military and the police are more than capable of keeping the peace in the area. And as chairman of REGSEC, I will give them my full support, just so that there can be peace for people to go about their activities without fear.
Ilyasu Tanko reporting.